All right, so this is going to be a pretty quick recap. I'm not going to lie, just on my end, because I mean, everyone knows I opened a bunch of longs, twapped in here. Same thing on E, Sol, and Doge, right? So I've been long for like about 2 weeks now, almost, right? So there really hasn't been a whole lot of reason for me to trade at all. The only reason I have been trying to trade is just because of the challenge. Um, and that's gone swimmingly. Anyways, not a whole lot on Bitcoin here. The only area of interest for me was taking this out around 66. If we don't get this, if price decides to move up to 74 from here, I would not be interested in this at all, right? I am looking for price to continue to grind down, sweep this and then bounce, or flip, and then we're going to continue much lower from here. I do feel if we flip the support, we're not only going to fill the wick, but price is not going to stop here. I think I covered this on last stream as well. Just like I was very biased towards when this wick got filled, this would likely result in the move down. Like as in this wouldn't, you're not going to get any significant bounce here. I have the same bias now for this, where this gets taken out, we come in to take this wick, price is just going to continue lower and probably find support a bit lower. Likely around this 56 area, right? 56 to 58. I will also say in the far future, and call it like you fast forward 2-3 months from now, like in April, whenever price comes and let's say we do test the support before moving up, or even if we move up and then we test it and then continue back ranging, right? Whenever this support gets flipped and we come and take out all of this over here, we're 100% filling this wick at 49, right? So this will 100% get taken on that move, but that's also like probably 2 months away, at least. So not really too concerned with that for now. But yeah, kind of the same thoughts on Bitcoin, right? V-shaped reversal. Don't like. I think still highest we can go is 76K ish, in my opinion, before we fill more of this wick. I don't think price can move that much higher. I'd be pretty surprised if it does. If we just move up to 84K from here, given this recovery, but who knows? We'll see. I'm still biased towards either sweeping here, coming down here, chopping, and then moving higher. I'm gonna fucking kill myself. What the fuck did I just do? Hit my fucking spacebar, bro.
Please no.
Yeah, or moving down here, consolidating, and then moving back, right? One of those two scenarios. 76K will 100% get taken eventually. I want to make that super clear. Like, price will 100% visit this area at some point. It's just a matter of when and how it gets there. And just more locally speaking, this is the only scenario I'm really looking at right now to open like a big long around 66K. So that's Bitcoin. ETH, not a whole lot going on ETH. What I will say on ETH is I want to show this. So first off, if Bitcoin decides to kind of not respect the support and break down lower and sweep this wick and then continue lower, I do think ETH will not hold this high time frame support and likely dip down into 1700, like this area down here. And it will likely consolidate here and then bounce. But what I did want to show people is on the 3-day, we have these stacking. And usually when price does this, whenever price decides to eventually break these highs, we're going to get a very explosive move to the upside. So minimum, in my opinion, would be targeting 2800, but I am sort of biased for this actually coming a bit higher to 3040, even 3300. Price doesn't do this super often, right? And when it does get broken to the upside, it is going to be a very explosive move. In the more lower time frame, not a whole lot going on. Another V-shape, like every alt just looks like Bitcoin, right? So V-shape recovery, just been ranging. We have actually I think it's on my other chart. Yeah, just the local SR here that's been tested multiple times. This is kind of what we're trying to break over. So not a whole lot going on ETH. Sol, literally the same thing, right? V-shaped recovery. This actually wicked down lower into what I was expecting. If you guys remember, for the longest time, I was saying that price was going to likely form structure around 80, but certainly you're going to find a wick into 74. It actually went lower than 74, which I'm not going to lie, actually surprised me of how low it went. And we have the local SR here. We've just been tapping it continually. So once we break this, next target going to be 100. But Sol's also just, it's so fucking weak, especially compared to ETH. So honestly, not a whole lot going on for Sol. I already know, I haven't even checked my Discord chat yet, but I already know someone's asking me what is likely that we retrace up higher before going lower. I literally have no fucking idea. You know what I would do, bro? I would set an alert. What is this high? 91. I would set an alert for 92. We tap 92. We're likely going to be flipping this SR. I would be looking to break it on, yeah, the daily, preferably the daily, but minimum the 12-hour. You break this on the 12-hour, the next target's going to be 100, right? And so that is that's basically your target for Sol. For the person that keeps asking me that shit. Doge. This was awesome, guys. Not going to lie. So we longed, well, at least I said the long from, actually, I think this was a bit higher. I think I adjusted this by accident. I started longing right at the Y. And I actually, that's why, because I did trail my stop initially, and then when price started chopping down, I TP'd and then moved my stop lower. It's actually, my stop is like, I think my stop is actually now just below this wick, which I have to readjust now again. But this hit TP1 perfectly. Funnily enough, I think this actually, let me see. Yeah, like this was awesome, right? So this was a super obvious short again. So for the person that asked me like what were some obvious trades today, so as you guys know, I always post my charts like well ahead of time, and like for reference for people, my levels very rarely change, and I've had this level on this chart for months now. So this was a very this would have been a very good head short right here. Put stop right above here. This has been a very good head short. I think this is down, what, 8% from entry? 11%, 12%. Very obvious short here. I do think Doge moves higher eventually. But my final target is still, I'll TP majority around 0.12. Probably a 25% runner for 0.15. But, and again, other obvious trades would have been shorting your local SR here. Right, which the price has done multiple times, rejected off this area. So this was a free short as well. Same for Sol, free short. I just haven't been able to take them. I haven't been on, just been doing stuff IRL, which is kind of my bad. Have not been super locked in. USDT, I haven't even actually looked at this since last week, not gonna lie. Swept, so price just swept these lows, bounced. We'll kind of see where this ends up. Let me look at the weekly, actually. Or not the weekly, the 2-day. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. This chart looks really fucking bullish. Like, it still does. Like, it looked bullish last week. It still looks bullish. Literally, my opinions have not changed on USDT. I remember I did saying if we get a weekly close below 8.4, we were going to retrace down. But the problem is just based on, and I think I talked about this last week as well, just based on the weekly being below 72, it was super super bearish in my opinion. So it's why on Bitcoin I'm still like, this is the thing, right, guys? I don't really have a bias just because of how I'm positioned. I'm positioned very well, right? So I'm long from down here. I really don't care what price it does. If it comes up to 76, great. If it comes back down, awesome. I'll just close my positions and then open lower, because we would 100% be going lower, which is why, in my opinion, if this low does not hold here, if price decides to visit it first before visiting 76, then I'm going to be opening a short targeting at least 50, 58, right? At least this wick, but likely lower. And if you're not positioned, then I'm not going to lie. I just wouldn't be opening a trade right now. The only reason I opened a long on ETH was just because for the challenge, it looked very good, super low time frame, the structure. ETH BTC bottom, so very likely if we do get a pretty explosive move to the upside tomorrow, I can definitely see ETH doing a, let's see here. Oh yeah, I can definitely see ETH coming back up and testing the SR around 2100 tomorrow. So, but yeah, that's kind of all for me. There's not like a whole lot. Like my opinion really hasn't shifted from last week because literally nothing has happened since last week. When was last Sunday? Yeah, like literally nothing has happened. So